3:30, I'd like to call the Human Resources Committee meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Collins?
Here.
Commissioner Cross?
Here.
Commissioner Garazinski?
Here.
Commissioner Engel?
Here.
Commissioner Jaeger?
Here.
Commissioner Longmire?
Excuse.
Commissioner Mahoney?
Here.
Commissioner Stolman?
Here.
Commissioner Snyder?
Here.
Commissioner Wilkins?
Here.
Commissioner Plummer?
Here. Thank you. Next on the agenda is approval of the minutes for July 10th, 2012.
Second.
Any corrections, additions, comments? Seeing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is public comment on any agenda items. Anybody in the audience like to come up and address the commission? Not, moving on. Items for consideration. HR 12/08-47.
So moved. Second.
Been moved and seconded. Questions on the motion?
The motion to a new agenda?
HR 12/08-47.
My apology. I have other issues I just wanted to bring up.
Any other discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Next item, HR 12/08-48.
So moved.
Second. Been moved and seconded. Questions on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Next item, HR 12/08-49.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Questions on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Next item, HR 12/08-50, authorizing
So moved.
community health.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded. Questions on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Next item, HR 12/08-51.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Questions on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Next item, HR 12/08-52. Authorizing female health director to sign.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Questions on the motion?
Wait, hold on.
Commissioner Jaeger.
I just want you to slow down just for a second, because there's a lot of pages to this one. In case I got to go, just give me a second here.
Seeing none, all in favor? Commissioner Spaulding, sorry.
You're, just so I make sure I'm on the right, you're on 52.
Correct, sir.
Okay. Was this the, we talked about this one, we're using this company because of one client? Yes. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Next item, HR 12/08-53, authorized public health director to sign contract. with
So moved.
Muskegon.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Questions on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed say no. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is old business. Is there any old business?
I know.
Any new business? Seeing none, is there any new business? New business. Only thing I can say is I hope everybody voted today. Moving on, next item is public comment on a new topic. Is there anybody would like to make public comment on a new topic?
Yes, I do.
Please step forward and say your name, please.
My name is Alan Schaefer. I'm a resident of Norton Shores. My background is in human resources. I spent over 25 years in the field. And recently I was incarcerated, and I spent a couple months here in Muskegon County Jail. Being rather biased about human resources and human resource practices, I have my MBA in that. I request that we conduct a confidential employee opinion survey among all the staff within the county jail. And the reason for this is I haven't seen a happy face in the short time that I was here. And it's not a place to be happy, I understand that. But that doesn't mean that the staff itself needs to be, well, their character, their demeanor, their personalities, and in conference with, I would say 90% of them, always seem to have a complaint about the system. Their treatment, the practices, the politics. And I asked often, who do you speak to? Who do you have the opportunity to voice your opinion to? And the answers were, it doesn't matter, it doesn't go anywhere. And being a national director of human resources and conducting numerous, hundreds of employee opinion surveys, confidentially of course, I was able to unleash information that was being withheld, uncover some very surprising things. I'm not sure when and if one has ever been done, but I believe that it would be imperative with this whole talk about a new jail and about the systems and the practices, and frankly, I think too much time has already been spent on this letter, thing. That's minor compared to some of the significant issues that the guards have. And if there was one conducted, and this is not an easy task, but if a employee opinion survey was conducted among, and I believe we have 53 guards, maybe 54, and then analyzing and assessing via bar graphs, pie charts, pertinent data, I believe that maybe there could be some changes made, and I'm not talking about making it more comfortable for an inmate. That's not the point. The point is making it comfortable for the staff that work at risk every day of their lives, not knowing, what's going to happen the next hallway they walk down. But it's more about not being able to have a voice, not being able to have an opinion, and quote unquote, they, meaning whoever they may be, don't give a damn. And so you come in, you do your 8, and you go home. Now, my background working with Marriott International and Excel Logistics, associate opinions and their thought processes certainly are critical to everyone's environment. Yeah, that would mean the inmates as well. But I think that, with this talk again about a new jail and about all these changes that could be made or will be made and haven't been made in some of people's opinion, maybe it'd be fair to Muskegon County to unleash information that could be vital to the environment that's happening downstairs 24/7. And I recommend that a official, confidential employee opinion survey be conducted by a third party, not necessarily through the Human Resource Department, with all due respect. And if the cost is a factor, I myself could do some research, and I myself could either assist in this on my own time and or work with Human Resources to conducting a viable employee opinion survey. In addition to the employee opinion survey, I recommend that there is a one-on-one interviews by a third party, maybe someone through an agency from outside of Muskegon County that could come in, and maybe another human resource professional from Kent County that could do one-on-ones with each and every guard that we have with relative and pertinent questions, that there could be a comparative analysis at that point as to the survey and the one-on-ones. And what I have found in my career is that typically the overwhelming information, the high percentage information, tends to marry each other. And then action can be taken as to how to correct the errors or the not so good things. But also take advantage of the good things that are happening. And maybe recognition programs for the associates, whatever they may be. And that's down the road. But I do recommend that that be done while we're in the midst of these changes that are in the paper and alleged all the time, and talked about this in the rumor mill, and being recently in jail for a DUI. And that's my extent of my charges. But enough, and I'm not, I did what I did, and I served my time for that, and that's behind me. But also being passionate about employees, and being passionate about their, their feeling about when they come to work. And I'll guarantee you, 80% of the staff that you have downstairs could give a damn. They're putting in their 8, their 12, and they're waiting for their 20 or 24 to get in to get their pension and to get the hell out. And it's really sad because it does impact the inmates. And it shouldn't be dismal. It shouldn't be, hardship. I know there's water problems and there's electrical problems. And sure, there's all that. And some of the keys the locks won't open up. That's engineering, in my opinion. It's frustrating for them. But at the end of the day, I think we need to get to the root of some of the problems, and there are significant problems. Those are the two things that I wanted to bring to the table as it related to human resources. If you will so allow me, there is one more that may not relate to human resources, but
Is it to do with the jail, sir? Or
It has to
because
do-
we will be meeting Thursday, our jail committee, and that may be relevant to the jail committee on
This
Thursday.
also, thank you, this also could relate to human resources as a result, as it reflects on communication. There's a process called a kite process. A kite process is a way an inmate might be able to talk to their attorney or write a letter to a judge or write a letter to, or a note internally. And, it's frustrating for the guards because they know that the inmates are not getting responses back. And I would say 80 to 90% of them don't get responses back. Well, the inmates' attitude and the inmates' character, their depression, their frustration, all go right to the guards. And it's not fair to the guards to absorb what's out of their control unless there is a control process that can be put in place. So the kite issue would be another one if that relates to the jail directly. I have a feeling there's a marriage between both. So
Well, thank
those
you
are the
very
two. Those are the issues I wanted to bring up today.
Thank
Are
you
there
very
any
much.
Thank you very
questions?
much.
Thank you for your input.
Questions? Thank you.
Mr. Schaefer, if I could just say, I know it took some nerve for you to do that, and I want to thank you for doing that.
Mr.
Yes.
Hawkins?
I would like to ask Mr. Schaefer, did they ever voice to you that they had tried to get information and they were turned down? Why are they bitter? Did they give you any reasons?
Ma'am, are you referring to the inmates or
Yes,
the
the
guards?
inmates.
Oh, the inmates. I didn't touch on the inmates. The inmates, their frustration level is 110% when it comes to the internal communication problem. I wrote kites up to 12 a week and didn't receive responses. One because I thought I had scabies. Well, that's pretty serious. Well, it turned out to be a rash, but it took over 10 days for the medical group to respond to me to say, oh no, you have a rash, here's some cream, and then charge me $15 out of my commissary. That's policy. I mean, that's not what I'm addressing right now. But the inmate's frustration about the internal communication is well beyond acceptable. And an inmate, you know, it still needs to be humane, but an inmate, in my opinion, has a right, once they take the time to write a judge or a prosecutor or, you know, their court-appointed lawyer or their lawyer and not get responses back, it's ritual. And I would honestly say 80 to 90% are not responded to at all by anyone. And there have been kites written to commissioners just requesting an answer to something, and there's no response. And those frustrations do flow over to the guards, because who else do the inmates have to talk to and express their frustrations other than among themselves? So it could be a real big bee's nest we kick, but at the end of the day, with enough effort and attention, there could be a much pleasant atmosphere over, in my opinion, a relatively short period of time, and then only to get better.
Thank you very much.
And once again, if you request my assistance based on my background, I'd be happy to do whatever you feel is necessary.
Is there any other public comment? Seeing none, motion to adjourn. Or adjourn.